So in the meantime, welcome to our AP CSP Cybersecurity course launch. So today what we're going to do is we're going to cover a little bit about what the course is. We have a few course options that we're going to go over. We also have a professional development training opportunity coming up in June that we're going to talk a little bit about. And then at the end, we'll answer any questions and answers. If you do have questions, feel free to put them in the Q&A section. Evelyn's here with us today, and she's going to be managing questions and helping us out with that. So let me talk a little bit about what the AP CSP Cybersecurity course is. So first of all, it's designed for a high school 4-year course. And what we really did was we worked with Insight, a group out of Whatcom College, Community College, and they helped us build and integrate these cybersecurity lessons. So the CSP course is a fully aligned course to the AP CSP curriculum. It's been endorsed by the College Board. And what we did was we built it off of our JavaScript course, and we integrated the lessons from Insight into the course. I'm going to talk a little bit about how we did some of that course integration in a little bit. But basically what we did was we took some of the activities and replaced them with current activities in our CSP course. We also added additional cyber-oriented lessons to some of the modules, and we had additional modules that we added. In all, we added about a net of 15 to 20 hours of cybersecurity content to the course. So like other courses at CodeHS, the format is similar, with mostly mainly web-based development with some supplemental offline material. So each lesson and module is made up of short video tutorials, example programs, quizzes, simulations, programming exercises, and free response prompts. So who is it for? So this is an introductory AP level computer science concepts course. What that means is that it's aimed at high school students that may or may not have a prior knowledge with computer science or programming. It's also important to mention that it is a concepts class. So while there are some programs designed to cover some basic programming, there's also a lot that's just talking more about concepts. So the cybersecurity version of this course is perfect for students that may have an interest in cybersecurity or plan to continue with additional cybersecurity courses. While this would not be the equivalent of a year-long cybersecurity course, it will give students a strong foundation to build off of. At the same time, the course still covers all the same content that a standard CSP course would, so it can be used for all students in high school. So like our other courses, it does start with the Carol module, but one thing that's different about this course is we emphasize cryptology a little bit more, and we also have more lessons on cyber attacks and things like that. So when we talk about integrating the course into our existing course, we do it a couple different ways. So some of our content is integrated by adding specific activities in a given lesson. So for example, in this lesson talking about arrays, adding and removing from arrays, we've added 2 different activities into the existing lesson that we had in our existing course. Now you'll notice too that some of these lessons are showing up as videos, and a lot of those videos are additional slides that came from the Insight lessons. And so they introduce different concepts and then have a different check for understanding along with them. We also have added some lessons to different modules that help support some of the AP CSP concepts. So for example, in this lesson, we're looking at applying iteration through loops, and we do it with a focus on usernames and passwords. You'll also notice at the bottom of this lesson that there is a connection, this ethics moment. We have about a dozen or so of these ethics moments interlaced throughout the course. And what they do is they look at case studies that apply cybersecurity concepts and give the students a chance to reflect on them. So while the regular AP CSP course spends a lot of time looking at the impacts of computing, this course does a little bit more looking at the impacts of cybersecurity and does so with some of these different case studies. We've also added 2 new modules to the course. The first one is this encryption module. And while the encryption is covered in the AP CSP curriculum, we do a deeper dive into it with the AP Cyber course. We've also added a cybersecurity module. And again, some of these basic concepts are covered in the AP CSP curriculum, but we do a much deeper dive in the cybersecurity course on these different concepts. And a lot of these lessons came from the Insight team. So let's talk a little bit about the different modules that you'll find in the course. So the AP Computer Science Principles Cybersecurity course is broken into 10 main modules. So like our other courses, we start with an introduction to programming using our Carol unit. Then we extend that to the JavaScript. We continued by taking a deeper dive into the control structures and more advanced concepts, including functions, both input and return values. We continue the programming units with our basic data structures unit. And then we get into some of our concept lessons with our digital information, our encryption, and the internet. One of the things that we see in the encryption unit is the students get to explore an online scavenger hunt. So students practice using Visionaire ciphers to decode clues that take them to different places on our site in an online version of a classic classroom exercise. We also continue, our last 2 units are looking at cybersecurity and data. Our cybersecurity unit, students have the opportunity to research different cybersecurity topics in an easy to create one-pager in our editor and present it to the class. So while we spend a little bit more time in the main CSP course going over impacts on computing, here they're doing more project-based things on cybersecurity. In addition to our main modules, we do have practice PTs and projects. Many of these are the same as our existing course, but both the stenography, color channels, and the cyber ethics projects are unique to the cybersecurity course. Okay, before I get into course options, let's take a second to answer any open questions.
Actually, Dave, the only open questions that we have right now are relating to using Python with this course, which I know you're about to go over. So I think we can maybe just move right there.
Sounds good. So there's 3 main course options that you're going to have to help implement this course, the CSP cybersecurity course. So the first course that we've been talking about so far is our full-length course in JavaScript. So this is the course that's fully aligned and fully endorsed by College Board. And it has all the lessons basically integrated into our AP course as one particular course. Now, if you don't want to necessarily teach with those specific options in that way, we have broken out the Insight cybersecurity concept lessons into a separate course. And so these lessons have all the content and cybersecurity aspect that we have integrated, but they're pulled out separately. So it gives you the option to integrate them in a way that you may want to alongside our course. Now, both of these 2 courses are available today in our course catalog. A lot of what we've been going over at CodeHS this month are beta launches, but these are actually fully released courses, and they are available to create new sections at this point. Now, for Python, we're doing something a little bit different. We aren't going to be creating a fully integrated Python course that's endorsed by College Board, but later this summer, we will be releasing the cybersecurity concept lessons. And along with that, we're going to be releasing a mapping that allows you to essentially map these lessons into the existing CodeHS AP Computer Science Principles Python course. So just like the JavaScript versions have been put into the course automatically and built out, we're going to give you a mapping that tells you where to put these lessons to create the cybersecurity version of the course. Now, one thing to note is these are coming out this summer. If you do teach in a school that starts early August, it's possible they may not be out early August, but I can tell you that the first integration point is not really until the 4th unit. And so you will be able to start with the Python course and integrate them as they come, and you'll have the modules available to you before you actually need them. You probably won't need them until mid-September, and they'll be out before that point. So again, this will give you the option to teach the course in Python, but you'll have to manually integrate the pieces, and it won't necessarily be through an endorsed course with College Board, but it's using the same pieces, and you'll be able to put this in with the endorsed material for our AP CSP Python course. So hopefully that helps answer questions on Python. Right now you can find the syllabus at codehs.com/syllabus9293. And you can find the course overview at codehs.com/course/AP/CSP Cyber. Okay, any other open questions at this time?
So we do have a question, I think just a clarification on the Python. So can we use Python in the regular CSP course?
Yeah, so we do have the regular CSP course in Python right now, and that is fully endorsed by College Board. So you can still use that. And then these additional lessons are essentially a way to integrate additional cybersecurity content into the course. You can either, using the concept lessons, you can either take them unit by unit and integrate them, or you can just take particular lessons out of the Insight cybersecurity lessons and integrate them that way. And again, when we do come out with that, we are going to come out with a mapping that tells you at what point to integrate particular lessons from Insight into the cybersecurity or into the AP CSP Python course.
And I'll also a link to the course overview for AP CSP Python.
Okay, so let me talk a little bit about some PD opportunities that are coming up. So we're hosting 2 different AP CSP cybersecurity PD workshops. So to give you an opportunity to learn a little bit more about the curriculum and about teaching AP CSP or AP computer science principles in general. And you can choose, these are going to both be the same workshop, but you can choose the 2 different dates. The first date is Wednesday, June 9th from 11 to 3 Eastern time. And the second date is 11 to 3 on June 24th. Both of these workshops will be the same. They're open for registration at codehs.com/virtual events. And these are both free events that are available to you. So that wraps up what we have today. Are there any questions I can answer for you? They have not been yet answered yet.
I don't see any right now, but we can definitely hang around for a couple of minutes and see if they trickle in.
Yep. If you have any questions, feel free to drop them in chat or drop them in the Q&A. And again, this course is live now. You can make new sections with it. So feel free to get started and take a look at it. And let us know.
We have a question. Has pricing been established for this course?
So like all of our courses at CodeHS, the curriculum is free. You're welcome to use the curriculum free of charge, just like any other course. There is a pro version available, but that is in addition to the curriculum for a lot of the teacher tools.
Yeah, so this course will continue to be free. The curriculum, we don't have any plans to put that under a pricing or a pay plan. We had a question. It looks like, do we need paid or just free sessions? So I'm thinking this question is about pro. So we have a lot of teachers who teach under our free plan. Our pro plan offers things that can definitely help you save time. So for example, tracking tools, fast grade mode, additional lesson plans. However, everything that you need to teach a successful class is going to be under our free plan.
Just want to remind you guys too, we have a couple more upcoming webinars coming up. We have our Interdisciplinary Math Science beta overview coming up next Wednesday, or coming up tomorrow. Or I'm sorry, this Wednesday in 2 days. And then next Wednesday is our data structures in C++ beta overview. But again, if you have any other questions for us, stick around here.
So we do have a question. How different is this from the AP CSP curriculum on code.org?
So both code.org and the CodeHS are endorsed by College Board. So that basically means that all of the content in the course exam and description are covered. And so we meet all of the requirements that way. Both the courses do that. And the AP CSP cyber course does go above and beyond that content with additional cybersecurity content. So if you compare this, the best comparison is to our other courses. We have everything that is in those courses and that is in the requirements, plus about 15 to 20 hours worth of additional content above and beyond that. So these courses are a little bit more in depth, a little bit longer, still can be covered easily within a year, but definitely goes deeper into the cybersecurity areas past where the AP CSP curriculum goes.
Great. We have a couple more questions. So the first one is, what is the relation to the cybersecurity level 1 certification? And I guess, would this prepare students for the level 1 cybersecurity certification that CodeHS has? The short answer is no, you would definitely need to supplement the fundamental or foundations of cybersecurity course that we have. That's really designed to prepare students for the cybersecurity level 1 certification, and definitely has a much more kind of the whole, it's a year-long course that only covers cybersecurity, because this course does definitely spend a lot of time in kind of the other parts of the CSP framework. So working through the performance tasks and such. It's not going to have as much content on cybersecurity, and there will definitely be some topics that students don't see in this course that is on the certification exam. And then we also had a question about the interdisciplinary math. What language does it use? So the interdisciplinary math course is actually a series of individual units, and you would pick and choose. So you wouldn't use the full course because there will be, algebra topics, geometry topics. And so of these standalone units, each one of them does use a different language, but JavaScript and Python are the primary 2 languages that you'll see across the projects. So there will be some Python and there will be some JavaScript. And I believe there's actually a Java unit as well, but it's a series of standalone courses, or I guess units or modules. If you have any questions, we'll stay on for a couple more minutes. But again, if you don't have any questions, thank you for coming. So Dave, we had a question from Marvin. So just to clarify, this AP-CSP cyber course can be done in the place of a regular AP-CSP course.
Yeah, that's right. So it's designed to really meet by being endorsed by College Board, it means that it does meet all the requirements for the AP CSP course. So everything's in there. Like I said, it does have a little bit more of a slant when it can on cybersecurity. And then sometimes that means that we're just going above and beyond with additional content on cybersecurity. So practice exercises, like I said, some of them now relate to passwords and things like that versus just relating to other things. So yeah, it does fully replace any other CSP course, and it is a full year CSP course.
We have a couple more questions. Let's see. The first one is, are there peer support groups for teachers? So I'll actually post a few links in the chat for both our teacher forum, and then we also have a fairly active teacher Facebook group. And that I think a lot of teachers get a lot of support from. Neil asks, how much of the cybersecurity content is practical to cyber competitions such as Cyber Patriot?
So I'm not entirely familiar with Cyber Patriot, so I can't fully answer that. But along the lines of what Evelyn was saying is that earlier, this course isn't really a full year cyber course. It does give you kind of an introduction and kind of a stepping stone to cybersecurity. So it'll really introduce students to some of that content, but probably is not going to cover enough to fully cover that. Again, the primary purpose of the course is to meet the AP CSP standards, and the secondary is really kind of introduce students to cybersecurity concepts so that they really can kind of prepare and kind of get that introduction to kind of take it to the next level when it comes to cybersecurity.
So I linked to our teacher Facebook group and to our teacher forum. Oh, and so did Claire, so thank you. Do we have any other questions? It looks like most people have trickled out, but we can stay on for another minute or so if anybody else has questions. Thanks for coming, everybody.
Yeah, thank you guys.